Frequently, I'm asked tons of questions about what's a point lot. Are there condos in Hobe Sound? Do you have to live in a homeowners association to live on the water and have a boat? And I have all of those answers and more right now. So if you're new here, my name is Jaime Schwartz. I'm a Hobe Sound resident and realtor with Waterfront Properties. Jody is out at a closing right now, but on this channel, we discuss what it's like to live, work, and have fun here in Hobe Sound and the surrounding areas. So one of the questions we have, and I'm going to share a map here with you, and one of those questions is, are there condos in Hobe Sound? The answer is yes, there are condos here in Hobe Sound, but there's not many waterfront condos. So let's get started by pulling the map up. So I'm just going right over to Google just to show you. Okay, so we're going to start up here. Now, Hobe Sound has only one community that has condos on the water, and that is Loblolly, which is the north side of Hobe Sound. It's the most northern waterfront community in Hobe Sound, and you don't have to live there to have a slip, but you do have to pay. So let's go. Let's take a peek. So I think there's like 19 slips. I could be wrong. Let's see here. There are slips up to 100-foot yachts. They have all different amp sizes, and they also have a commercial grade water softener. It looks like wireless internet, fuel discount. Their staff is amazing. Jody is friends with one of the Marine staff there, and again, very knowledgeable about the area. Now the membership, so you can have a seasonal and an annual at the Marina. And look right here, I can get you this number. Just reach out to me and we'll get you some contact information. But there is a joining fee of $30,000. And there is an equity annual dues, 40% of your equity, which is currently $6,300 and change a month or a year. There is an application process and members privileges. So if you want some of this information, just email or text me and your email address, and I will get this all out to you. So it changes, so it's good to check in and make sure that this information hasn't changed. I thought there were 17 slips, but it looks like currently there's 7. So there you go. There's only a limited amount. So if you're interested, get on the list now. So, okay, so that's Loblolly, and I'm going to put it on the satellite imagery. So Loblolly has the bay and the pine. This side over here is the golf course, and they both have gates, manned gates at the entrances. So you have to be registered to come in to enter Loblolly. Over on the east side, here's the Marina, and I do have some footage that I will include showing you the Marina and the access to the open water, which is right here. They do have a pontoon boat that leaves from Loblolly, and they go out over to Peck's Lake, which is right here. Let me zoom out a hair. So it goes from the Marina over here, and it comes ashore here, and you get off to go over to this beach, which is the Peck's Lake Beach. And that's part of the service that they have over there. It's the only community that currently offers that as well. So right here are those condos that are water frontage. And there are some single family homes here as well. So you do have a couple options in Loblolly. So we talked about Loblolly having a gate, and there are some communities that are homeowners associations, but not all of them have gates. So we're going to talk about 2 that have gates and but are not manned. They don't have security guards at their gates. However, there are gates there. This neighborhood is called Marina Bay. It's on the north side of Gomez. And every home in this neighborhood has a boat slip. So whether you're on the south side of the neighborhood right here, all of these have their slips in the backyard. But these other homes have slips, and theirs is right here in the marina. So you park, here is the clubhouse. There's a tiny gym in there, tiny gym. And it also has a little kitchen, living room area, and then the pool. You take this little path down the boardwalk, and here are the other slips. So each slip comes with one of the homes in the neighborhood. And that again is on the north side of Gomez. So Gomez runs right here. Well, Gomez Avenue runs right here. And just, I'm going to zoom out for a second and show you where we are compared to the St. Lucie Inlet. So here's Hobe Sound, and here's Peck's Lake, here's Loblolly, and right here is the St. Lucie Inlet. So not that far. And if you go south, here we go, south, here is, right here's the Soundings, and you go down. So once you pass Bridge Road right here, once you go under the bridge, the water opens up and you're able to go fast all the way down to the Jupiter Inlet, which is right here where it says Jupiter Inlet Colony. That's Jupiter Inlet, and that is how you get out. So let's go back. So we talked about Marina Bay, and what's so great about that is that every home does come with a slip. But there is this neighborhood called Osprey Cove. I am a big fan of this neighborhood. It is gated. It is a little more uniformed as far as what the style of homes are here in Osprey Cove. And what I personally like about it, besides being a little more uniformed, is it has this great clubhouse that's been remodeled recently in the most recent years. There's a lovely gym in there, kitchen, dining area. They've got the tennis courts and the pool and things like that. But what sets this one apart from other neighborhoods, which is why I'm a fan of Osprey Cove, is that each home does not have access to the marina. So you have to buy a slip, and they come up sometimes, but not as much as a lot of the residents would like them to come up. And so, but what you'll see in this neighborhood is people on golf carts or on Kubotas taking their cart all the way down the boardwalk. So you come right through here, you pass the clubhouse, and you go on this boardwalk, and they go all the way down to here where the river is. And what you'll see is here's the kayak and paddleboard storage. And right here is the parking for the golf carts and the Kubota. So what's kind of nice is when you're done with your kayaks and when you're done with your fishing or your booze cruise or whatever it is that you're doing out there on the water, sometimes there's no-see-ums with the mangroves. And so walking all the way back can be daunting when you're tired and when you're hungry and when the bugs are out. So it's really nice to just jump on your golf cart and zoom down the path home. So you're bypassing all of that chaos of the bugs. Pretty much for me, it's the bugs is the reason why I love this one so much, is it gets me home. It gets me back to, my friend's house or to my listing if I'm showing, and that's nice. So right here in this little spot, there's meters, and they're electrical meters. So each dock slip has its own meter. So you're just paying for what you use here. Right here is like a little chair table set up under that umbrella, which you can watch out into the Indian River. So you'll see dolphins and manatees there. You can push off right here and go paddleboarding or kayaking. You can fish off this little pier, but when you get down to this section right there, there is a gate. So only people that have boat slips there and have keys there can actually enter past that point to the boat slips. So there are different sizes. I'd say the standard is about 27-foot boat in there. But I have seen right here a large sailboat. He purchased multiple spots. So you can, acquire spots next to yours to just make it larger and longer. And so that is what I love about Osprey Cove, is that you have that boardwalk and you also have these great amenities, a large clubhouse, a large gym that some of these others just don't offer. Okay, so now we talked about we talked about 3 gated communities. We talked about Lob Lolly, Marina Bay, and just now we talked about Osprey Cove. But the Soundings is a homeowner association neighborhood, but there's no gate there. So, and what is so cool about the Soundings, which is just south of Osprey Cove, the Soundings has a dry side, which is what we call over here on the west side of Gomez, and it has a wet side, which is what we call on the east side of Gomez on the water. So it's not that one floods or anything like that. It's strictly this one's on the water and this one's not on the water, so wet and dry. On the dry side, all the way across next to the railroad tracks parallel, you'll see that there is a dry storage area. So that's where people put their RVs or their boat trailers or their boats, because this neighborhood does have, if you go over here to the clubhouse, right here is a boat ramp. So let's say you live on the dry side, but you still love to boat. You can just back your boat into this ramp, park here in the parking lot and go out for the day, and then come back. Okay, so you'll put your boat right here in the ramp, park, and then go out for the day and go fishing. So a couple of these slips here are owned by the association. The other slips are owned by other people that live in the Soundings, normally on the east side, on the west side, the dry side. What is also great about the Soundings is there is the two tennis courts, and then there is a clubhouse upstairs with a full kitchen, so you can entertain up there if you choose. There's an Olympics, or there's a pool. And then right here on the north side of this corner is a open space, which they've just recently turned into a dog park. So you'll see lots of people walking their dogs and coming over here to have little doggy play dates. Something very unique to the Soundings is that they do have their own water treatment facility. So they have their own water and sewer on site. And that has been in place for decades now. And it kind of makes it nice because you're just self-reliant within the community. Another question that I get, and this neighborhood's a very easy one to show the answer, so we're going to bring this up. People are, what is a point lot? I want to know what a point lot is. So the way that we refer to a point lot would be at the end of the road, where the road ends. There's these homes down here. Let's go to this guy. So at the end of Harbor Island, there's this lot right here, and see, it comes to a point. They all kind of are at the point of the road. Those are point lots. So they're normally 2 or 3 sides of water frontage. And because they're closer to the river, they either have larger water views, which makes them more desirable, or the water is cleaner because it's closer to the river where the tides go in and out. So those tend to be premium lots, and people love those lots. The further down, just so you know, for like real estate purposes, the further away from the river you go, so further down this road closer to Gomez, the less desirable the lot is. So a lot of times that is the case because, and this neighborhood's not the best one to show it on, but because here, we'll do it here, Kingsley. So if you go down here, there's less water moving, there's less tides. So a lot of the silt and sand and all of that that's getting pushed in doesn't get washed back out. So it gets more shallow. There's less draft closer to Gomez, the west side of the canal. So this tends to get a little deeper, which means you have smaller boats that can go in and out there. The water looks dirtier. You'll get less fish and wildlife all the way down at this side. So the closer you get to the river, the larger the boats that can go in, the cleaner the water, and the more value in your property. Now the soundings, if we go back there for a second, they have these bridges that go across Harbor Island and Star Island, and that allows the water to kind of flow through. So these canals do tend to keep their depths a little longer. The water tends to be a little cleaner, and the value in the soundings, which you can see if you look at just history and statistics, tends to hold their value a little better than some of the other places because of having that fresh water through, having the depth, and then you also have these beautiful homes. I mean, the homes in the soundings are quite nice. So, and they're just improving daily. That's what we're seeing. A lot of the neighborhoods, some of the older homes are getting turned over to new buyers, and they are fixing them up. So we're going to go south. This is Jupiter Narrows. They currently are the only ones that don't have access to the water, but they have put in requests to put in a dockage and a boardwalk down to the water. So that might happen. We're going to quickly go over the harbors, just a really quick discussion. The harbors was basically built to support boats. So if you look closely, the yards and the lots are not that big. There's not a lot of parking, but there's a lot of slips. So they designed this so people could live on their boats in other locations and come back here, have a home base, and kind of travel on their boat. So it was definitely designed for the boater in mind. You've got the wide canals, and it is a decent depth in that neighborhood. But so now another question that I get is, do I have to live in a homeowners association like the harbors, the soundings, loblolly, or is there another option for me? I want a single family, but I don't want to pay an association. I don't want to be told I can't have a pickup truck, or I can't paint my house this color. I just want to live on the water and be free. So the answer is yes, you can. You can live on a canal, and we have a couple canals that are options. You got this Kingsley and Delafield Canal right here, but you also have, if you go to the north end, which is the largest section for canals, Palm, Coconut, Royal, Sable, all of these, Driftwoods, Banyan, Mangrove. I lived over here on Mangrove. I loved it. All of these canals are water frontage. There are no associations. There's no town currently in place for any of this. So you're just living by the county rules. So you can paint your house whatever color you want. You can lease out your dock space to someone who needs to put their boat somewhere. You can lease out your house nightly with Airbnb. There's really no restrictions outside of the county. So these are options for you. Currently there's one for sale, and that is on Banyan right here for 1.75. I do know of a couple that are on a point listed for, well, they would be willing to sell it for 7.5 million if someone wanted a point house on one of these. And again, the water flowage, like the location of the lot, the closer you get to this river, the more valuable your lot is. So you might pay a little more for your lot initially, but you'll likely be able to sell it for more than someone down the street closer to Gomez would. So now there is one last section that I want to talk to you about. And that section is kind of different from all of the ones that we've discussed. So we talked about the condos in Loblolly and the Marina there. We've talked about the gated homeowners association neighborhoods, the non-gated homeowners association neighborhoods. We've talked about the canals and what's the difference between the canal lots versus the point lots. But there's one more area that is extremely desirable And it's kind of very different from all of this. So down here past Bridge Road, so here's Bridge Road, here's Dixie Highway, and here is US 1. This neighborhood here is called Olympia, and it was one of the oldest neighborhoods in Hobe Sound. And there's shops and boutiques and pubs and restaurants, and there's yoga in the park, dog meetings, dog parks, Tai Chi. Like there's so much stuff going on here. But over on the east side of the railroad tracks, which is also built around the same time frame, is this community. We call it Old Hobe Sound, and they have water frontage homes that are right on the river. So they don't have a canal, they don't have tons of homes, so you have to pass by to get to them. They just have these larger lots that are 100, 200 foot water frontage. And this is what we call the river homes, the Old Hobe Sound homes. They're kind of open. So like this, I sold this home here about a year ago. It's now back up for sale for double. And it's got this little cove that protects the boats and the home. So you feel like you're out there, but you're protected. And then you've got all of these slips here that go out, and because the water is so wide here, this is where you are out of the no wake zone at this point, and you're able to go quickly down into Jupiter. So it's very prime location because of how quickly you can get down to the restaurants, the waterfront restaurants in Tequesta and into Jupiter, as well as the Jupiter Inlet, and shopping and things in downtown Jupiter that you can hit via boat. So that's what makes this so special. Another thing is you're looking past the river and you're looking over to the Jupiter Island Club. So you've got the golf course here. This is the Jupiter Island golf course. And then you've got some very expensive, beautiful homes right here on the water. And then you've got the Jupiter Island Club Marina. So you'll see these massive boats go by. You'll watch people play golf, and you're able to kind of just take your boat out, go fishing. There's tons of fish. I had a house over on the river, and as the buyer was getting his inspection report, and the house was in 1960s, it was older, and it was getting like not the best report we ever saw. And as they were delivering the news, at the beginning of the inspection, they saw manatees. And when they were getting the news of the inspection, this pod of dolphin went by. I could not have paid for them to do that. And the owner was like, this is why we're here. We'll deal with the inspection. We're moving forward because this is what we want to live. We want to live looking at this. So that's where the desire is for this. It's not just your access to boat and access to the Bahamas and fishing and stuff. It's your everyday lifestyle. So this neighborhood has all of that, and yet you're still, look, there's the auto dealer, or the A1 Auto. They fixed my car. I'm a diehard A1 Auto fan. You've got restaurants, pubs, bars, boutiques, coffee shop, Jupiter Donuts, like all of that, all of the fine dining and local charm that you can get. And it's literally less than a quarter mile away from this particular area. You also, the Christmas parade wraps around here, comes up here, and then it goes all the way down. So you're the first in line. The Hobe Sound Art Fest, they shut down this road, and they have all these different vendors from all over the world. They come in. And so you literally have it in your backyard, but your everyday living is quiet, so that's waterfront in Hobe Sound. And just to get a little glimpse into how close you are really from Hobe Sound's there. You go down, all of this is preserved. So this is not getting built. This is all protected land. And then you get into Jupiter, and here's Tiki 52. which here, I'll click on it. You know, it's got great food. How do you get this to go to the next picture? Look at that. Oh, so good. I had their fish tacos the other day. Amazing. And now I'm getting hungry. So I'm thirsty too. But see, you can just pull your boat up right here and go eat. And there's another bar nearby that has the pool. So the pool, you know, the kids can go swimming in the pool while you're ordering a drink. And oh, I did this the other day. We did the glass bottom kayaks. And we saw starfish and manatees, which was a lot of fun. But I just wanted you to see how close you really are to all of this. Here's the Jupiter Inlet right there. And down here, you've got Harborside, so you can go shopping down here. And then over here where Love Street is, that's also shopping there. So you get off your boat and go shopping, get off your boat and go eat and drink.